This is the part two of the lecture series. We are doing a book review on the book called The Clash of Civilization by
Yeah, this one.
Huntington. This is lecture two. Before we proceed ahead, we have some comments and a few questions. इशफाक मीर साहब कमेंट करते हैं कहते हैं कि just went through the entire video even though it's a magnanimous prediction led by Huntington, but more often he has enjoined upon calling West as only surviving champions. Although the ratification of the rest sister civilization is mentioned, but Huntington see all of them as interrupting bees. इशफाक मीर साहब का ये कमेंट था। तीन क्वेश्चंस ले रहे हैं हम।
इस कमेंट में बोला हूँ मैं से।
तीन क्वेश्चंस ले रहे हैं हम। पहला क्वेश्चन इकबाल पिढ़ार साहब का है। वो कहते हैं एज हंटिंगटन प्रेडिक्टेड क्लैश ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन आफ्टर कोल्ड वॉर, इज इट ट्रूथ और अ मिथ? क्या ये हकीकत है या ये मिथ है? इसके बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
इट इज़ वेरी गुड दैट काफ़ी कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं और कमेंट्स मैं आपने सेलेक्टिवली कुछ कमेंट्स किए भी होंगे। ओबियसली मैं पहले अशफाक साहब के इस कमेंट पे थोड़ा सा कमेंट करना चाहूँगा। अशफाक हमारे अजीज़ ही हैं। अशफाक जो मीर साहब हैं, उनका कमेंट हाँ रेशनल कमेंट है। ऑल्दो द लैंग्वेज इज़ नॉट दैट मच तो चलो लैंग्वेज से क्या मसला होता है, इट इज़ नॉट इन इन स्कॉलरली सेंस में तो प्रोजेक्ट नहीं किया है, लेकिन यस हंटिंगटन साहब ने कोशिश तो की है। ये मैंने कल के इंट्रोडक्टरी लेक्चर था हमारा। द पर्पज ऑफ हंटिंगटन वाज नॉट टू objectively analyze various civilizations. He has not objectively analyzed. Rather, he was very much interested in the triumph of West. And he was saying that West must not sleep, end of history is nothing, you must be awakened and to crash other civilizations. The comment is very much right. Second, the question क्या नाम है इन साहब का?
इकबाल साहब कहते हैं कि इज इट ट्रू और इट्स अ मिथ?
इकबाल साहब का क्वेश्चन इज इट ट्रू? आई कैन से एज इट वाज इंट्रोडक्टरी लेक्चर, obviously clash of civilization when we will conclude and its critical appraisal will also be done. Obviously I am of the firm opinion that it was a myth from day one and it will remain myth till the last day. Because if we will believe with this clash of civilization which is being mentioned in this book, the world can't live with peace even for a day. But yes, there are skirmishes, there are conflicts, there are wars also, World War One, Two, and other wars also, but they are momentary phases of history. The normal phase of history is coexistence, and in one way or the other way, in the realistic sense also, nations are not fighting in that way. So yes, clash of civilization thesis as per Huntington, which he has projected, I can't say that it is a reality. I will agree with more Edward Said, who has said when he criticized Huntington's thesis that it is more like a clash of ignorance than the clash of civilizations. The scope of coexistence of civilizations can't be kept out of it.
इमरान किचलू साहब पूछते हैं, कहते हैं कि डू यू बिलीव दैट ग्लोबलाइजेशन हैज डिस्कार्डेड द मिथ ऑफ क्लैश ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन एंड एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ इनएविटेबल कैपिटलिस्ट ग्रिप ओवर द वर्ल्ड पॉलिटिक्स the concept of confluence of civilization seems more relevant. Clash will disturb the market mechanism and eternal peace, which is possible only in confluence of civilization, is a sine qua non to serve the purpose of global market. Is peace under the grab of confluence of civilization a necessity of the today's world order?
ये क्वेश्चन इमरान साहब किचलू का है और इमरान साहब किचलू हमारे काफ़ी क्लोज दोस्त भी हैं और काफ़ी इंटेलेक्चुअल बंदे भी हैं, पॉलिटिकल साइंस के एक्सपर्ट स्टूडेंट हैं। तो इमरान साहब किचलू का जो सवाल है, ओबियसली जब मैंने कल इंट्रोडक्टरी लेक्चर दिया था, मैंने कहा था कि देयर वर वेरियस मॉडल्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड विच वर सीकिंग द अटेंशन एंड वन ऑफ द मॉडल वाज ग्लोबलाइजेशन. And yes, this comment that globalization is alternative to clash of civilizations. Very akin to this is multiculturalism doctrine, that there are various cultures, there are various civilizations which are coexistent. and also the global triumph of capitalism. The question also continued that global triumph of capitalism. Capitalism was a output of the modernization theory. That the more people will become modern, the less their culture will be relevant, their religion will be relevant, their dress code, their language. They will surpass. They will not become more relevant. इनकी रेलेवेंस खत्म हो जाएगी. लेकिन ये बात तो एक एस्पेक्ट है, ग्लोबलाइजेशन का एस्पेक्ट है. लेकिन अगर आप अच्छी तरह इसको देखेंगे जनाब, ग्लोबलाइजेशन के ही दौर में एक एस्पेक्ट आ रहा है जो क्रिटिसिज्म है ग्लोबलाइजेशन का, विच इज कॉल्ड कल्चरल इंपीरियलिज्म. या जो क्रिटिक्स ऑफ द ग्लोबलाइजेशन बोलते हैं ग्लोबलाइजेशन हैज सेपरेट नथिंग बट ह्यूमोजेनाइजेशन. तो इसकी जो हेटेरोजेनिटी थी ग्लोबलाइजेशन में भी वो चैलेंज हुई है. और चैलेंज हुई है तो इन दैट वे देयर आर some cultures who are making a hue and cry that look, it is nothing but one cultural imposition, and globalization has been given another name of neo-colonialism also, that neo-imperialism also. So in that way, yes, although I do not agree with the thesis of Huntington's that clash of civilizations are inevitable, but at the same time, I may agree contextually with the so-called supermarkets are getting on market, invisible hand of market is, ruling the world. But still, this can't be the substitute to cultural alliances. Globalization itself has brought cultural imperialism.
अख्तर साहब काजी ये कहते हैं कि द थ्योरी ऑफ हंटिंगटन हैज फेल्ड इन यूक्रेन. उनका आगे कहना है कि इकोनॉमिक वार विल बी मोर डिसाइसिव देन द सिविलाइजेशनल वार्स. योर कमेंट ऑन इट.
अख्तर साहब काजी तो हमारे टीचर भी हैं, उनने पॉलिटिकल साइंस पढ़ाई भी है हमें, और काफ़ी अच्छी इंटेलेक्चुअल निगाह रखते हैं, एक अच्छे लर्नर्ड स्कॉलर भी हैं. तो यस, अख्तर साहब काजी साहब का जो सवाल है इसमें मैं दो एस्पेक्ट समझता हूं. एक तो द क्लैश ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन इज फेल्ड इन रिसेंट रशियन यूक्रेन वार. पहला एस्पेक्ट ये है. दूसरा एस्पेक्ट इज, आई विल कम लेटर ऑन टू दिस. देखिए, रशिया एंड यूक्रेनियन ऑब्वियसली सिविलाइजेशनल लिंकेजेस तो हैं, सिविलाइजेशनल लिंकेजेस हैं, एंड डिस्पाइट हैविंग सिविलाइजेशनल लिंकेजेस there is a catastrophic war which is going on. So prima facie अगर देखेंगे तो it is आई ओपनर के हिसाब से ठीक है, ये ठीक चल रहा है. लेकिन पेज नंबर 37 में क्लैश ऑफ सिविलाइजेशन की इंट्रोडक्टरी बुक में पेज नंबर 37 जो मैं खोल के रखा हूं, यहां पर एक चीज हंटिंगटन कहता है. ये कहता है कि ओके, एक होती है स्टेटिस्ट अप्रोच. देखिए, स्टेट की अपनी मोरालिटी होती है. नेशनल इंटरेस्ट इज द रिलीजन ऑफ नेशन स्टेट. आइडियोलॉजी, कल्चर, सिविलाइजेशन, इट कम्स लेटर. अगर हम मार्गेंथो साहब का माने तो पॉलिटिक्स अमंग नेशन में यही कहता है कि स्टेट इन नेशनल इंटरेस्ट इज द ओनली ट्रू रिलीजन ऑफ नेशन स्टेट, बाकी तो कुछ भी नहीं. तो स्टेटिस्ट पोजीशन के हिसाब से ये हंटिंगटन कहता है, while a statist approach highlight the possibility of Russian Ukrainian war from statist approach. Obviously अख्तर साहब के कंटेक्स्ट में फेल्ड हो चुका है क्योंकि ये वो सिविलाइजेशनल एस्पेक्ट्स में. लेकिन हंटिंगटन ये कहता है कि स्टेटिस्ट अप्रोच अगर हम देखेंगे तो रशिया और यूक्रेन तो लड़ने चाहिए. और आगे हंटिंगटन कहता है ए सिविलाइजेशनल अप्रोच मिनिमाइजेस दैट. So in that way, Akhtar Saab's query is very much intellectual in that way. A civilizational approach minimizes that and instead highlights, but this is what Huntington is saying, and instead highlights the possibility of Ukraine splitting into half.
Yes.
Not the whole of Ukraine is having Russian culture.
Russia is claiming,
and Russia is claiming only that part of Ukraine which they think that it is in their civilizational linkages. Exactly. Okay, so from that aspect, even Huntington in 93 is expecting that Russia-Ukraine war might be there from first on statist position. Second, although despite having civilizational linkages, they will claim half out of it, splitting into half, a separation which cultural factors would lead to one to predict might be that the war will be more violent than of Czechoslovakia, but less bloody than of Yugoslavia. So from that aspect, but if we took Russia and Ukraine war just as a metaphor in the paradigm of civilizations, then we can say that look, we can't expect it to be same at the global level.
ठीक.
Because you have Iran, Iraq, obviously they are not together. Despite having same civilizational linkages, they are ready to fight. You have Saudis bombing Syria.
Okay.
Recently,
Yeah.
Saudis bombing Yemen.
Yemen.
Okay, and interested in bombing Syria also. Okay, you have a skirmish between Iran and Arab, the Persian versus Arab. Okay, so despite having so-called, from Huntington's point of view, Islamic civilization, because so it is failed. It is completely failed. If civilizations would have never fought, there would have not been World War First, which was Eurocentric. There would not have been World War Two, which was completely European in nature. There is no denying of the fact. Who is not unaware about the rivalry between France and Germany? Despite being the core European state, even today France and Germany have innate hatred. So yes, you can't say that civil. And yes, the second point is with the question is that economics will be more. I would like to draw your kind attention towards another dialogue in the international relations. It is a dialogue between North and South.
Okay.
And it is an economic division of the world. Most of the rich countries of the world are living in the northern hemisphere, and most of the poor countries of the world are living in the southern hemisphere. More than geographical divide, it is a geopolitical spatial divide. Okay. And yes, if you look at what is G7, what is G8, and what is G23, there are very few countries. 86% of GDP of the world is being produced by only few countries. Okay, and majority of the countries, they are poorer. So from that aspect too, I can't deny, from a scholarly and from the approach of students, I can't deny that economic division may get more aggravated, and poverty and malnutrition, sub-Saharan countries, African continents, Zimbabwean condition, bankruptcy of the various third world countries may aggravate the situation, and it may pave the way for a fight or any kind of conflict with the so-called industrial rich states, and it may rule the future. I can agree with that, sir.
We are done with the